Yes, sir. We back, baby. It's Thursday. You know what that means?
Straight talk time.
Straight talk. It's your boy Fella on the car phone. Right next to me, I got my buddy, my partner, Rev, bro. How you doing today, Rev?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
We good?
I'm good, man.
That's good.
Good to be back.
Good. It's good to be back. Good to be
Three
back.
in a row, boy.
Three in a row. That's 3 weeks. Come on, we just gotta keep it pushing, keep it moving. We got this.
Slow grind.
And the NBA playoffs is basically here.
It's almost here, man. It's playoff basketball time.
Playoff basketball time.
It's lit.
But before we start off, I just want to say the Kentucky Attorney General needs to and must arrest the people that killed the officers that killed Breonna Taylor.
Not just the people.
The officers that killed Breonna Taylor, and they need to convict those people.
Yeah, because we see arrests happen in these scenarios, and what happens? They get arrested, maybe, or detained, and then
It's not enough.
they back out at Publix shopping
It's not
2
enough.
weeks later.
They need to be convicted, arrested first, because it's been over
First
150 days. Then convict them, because it's ridiculous. Like, come on now. We ain't even going to talk about the situation. We know about the situation, but Attorney General of Kentucky, make it happen.
And just segueing from that point, I just want to do a quick shout out to WNBA as well. In case y'all missed some of it last week, WNBA is in it. This is basketball, people, so we're going to do both of them. Several WNBA teams have been using their platforms not only on the court but off the court to take notice of the different injustices that have gone on against black women. Actually, they've highlighted a lot. A lot of shirts saying "Say Her Name." A lot of teams tweeting about different scenarios and different cases that have happened over the last several years. That even the one that started the "Say Her Name" campaign. So, shout out to the WNBA. Y'all have been progressive for real. Just not a lot of people take note of it really, but if you really pay attention, these ladies have been about that change. They've been about that action. So, shouts out WNBA.
Say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Arrest the killers.
She deserves justice. But all right. Got past that. Now,
Get to the show, man.
let's get to the show, and we're going to go back. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we did this. The people, our true day ones, know.
They know what's up.
It's time for question of the day. And, of course, that's a segment where I ask a question to my buddy here, Rev Rose. First time we've done this on camera.
Yeah.
I ask him a question,
Hey.
and I grade him on his answer. I'm going to give him whatever grade I want. I can give him whatever. It's subjective to me. So please.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure you remember that.
Please don't get offended. Because I can give him whatever I want. I'm grading him. I'm his teacher with this grade, with this question.
I'm letting y'all know right now, knowing Josh, this is about to be an F. Knowing Josh, he a hard teacher. If you went to North, you know Mr. Webster. That's Josh when it comes to the question of the day.
Don't be offended by my grade, all right?
He don't play.
Is you ready for the question of the day?
I'm ready.
My name is Mr. Tyler, and I don't play.
Homie don't play that.
Homie don't play that. All right. So, question of the day to you, Mr. Rev.
Yes, Husky.
Who is the best point guard in the NBA? Who is the best point guard in the NBA? No, right now. Who's the best point guard in the NBA? On today is August 13th, 2020. On this day, who's the best point guard?
I would say, see that we got a little dolly action
Okay.
for my people that know about that
Zoom
camera.
out.
You know, you gotta come back.
Zoom out.
Oh, look. There we go. See, now that we have a third set of hands, y'all, we can try to get our shots right if we're not feeling where it's at. We got a third set to say, you know what? Let's readjust.
Yep.
So give her a second. Yeah.
Little Mo.
There it is, right there. All right.
There it is.
So, let me start by saying, Josh ain't gonna like this answer. And the answer has slightly changed due to recent events. But
Come on, don't disappoint me. Please don't disappoint me.
before this whole break in the season and the bubble, I'm standing on my answer that Russell Westbrook was the best point guard in the league this season.
There's a but. I'm waiting on the but.
The things he was doing this year was incredible. He was being incredibly efficient. He was bullying Rudy Gay, Anthony Davis, all them people in the paint because they don't have a center. He was playing point center and bullying big men, out rebounding them everything. He was playing his soft. You feel me? He was definitely the best point guard this year. But
I'm waiting on the butt. There it go.
But
I said today.
There was the Rona and the hiatus, and then the bubble, and then in the bubble, we've had some point guards play crazy. Can we? Also, then Russ got a quad injury, so he ain't been playing kind of how he used to play. So I can't even give it to him no more. But you had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Luka Doncic has Luka Doncic, for several reasons, has to me been one of the best point guards this year, even to this day. Aside from them losing to the Suns not once but twice in this bubble, the Suns, I don't know, they all got Michael's secret stuff in the locker room. It's something in the water in Disneyland.
They've been hooping.
They've really been hooping. But yeah, I would say Luka only for the fact that their offense is so highly rated this year.
Best offense in the league.
Best offense in the league. One of the best offenses ever. If you're looking at the numbers, I think theirs is up there. The assists, he's I think number 2 in assists per game. Just the way he leads that team, they definitely ride his coattails. So I would definitely put him up there. And I'm gonna stand on that answer because I know what's really coming. So I'm gonna stand on Luka Doncic.
But is he really a point guard?
He's running the point, so.
But LeBron's running the point too.
You could say he was the best point guard in this league if you want to. I feel like it's kind of subjective whenever you take a player whose natural position may not be point and you run him at point. Because you could say, by technicality, he's a point guard. But anyway, Luka Doncic, how you feel about it is how you feel about it. Let me know what y'all think. If he's not point guard technically, but he's running the point, can he still be the best point guard? That goes for LeBron, Luka, anybody. But I'm sticking on Luka, and I made a solid argument. So what you got, Mr. Tyler? I studied for this one.
I'm going to give you a B. I'm going to give you a B.
Better than I did at college. You know what I mean?
I'm going to give you a B, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give you a B.
All right.
Because you might even got an A, if not for the first part of your answer.
That was true.
If not for your first part of your answer, okay? You might have got an A. I would have gave you a C. I didn't give you a C because you actually surprised me with your answer. I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
You didn't see that one coming.
You surprised me, so I'm gonna give you a B. Alright? I did not. The Luka was a little bit of curveball. You said it, and you kind of put a light bulb in my head. I said, yeah. Forgot about him.
Yeah, when I said number 2 in assists a game, highly rated offense.
Forgot about that. You surprised me, but you still messed up with the.
It was true. You just don't like to admit it.
No, it's not true.
He was definitely the best point guard in the regular season before that breakup. He was playing out of his mind.
I can argue Luka was better.
No, you can't.
Yes,
you really can't.
Luka averaged a triple-double. Basically.
Averaging a triple-double means something. Okay.
Don't get angry.
But Mr. Triple-double being the guy. Okay, whatever. I'm going to let you have that. So you gave me a B.
Bad. You got a B. You should be. I told you before, you was gonna get F before we even
Josh be
started.
hard on me. If y'all day ones, y'all remember that. But way back in the day, we used to flip question of the day. I had something different, but we gonna use this time to segue into our next topic.
Yes, because it's
who is
okay
the best point guard in the league? And here at Shea Talk, we think it just might be Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar been. Hey, you remember that? Was that State Farm? Dropping dimes. He was in there with Kevin Love and y'all remember that commercial? Y'all remember that commercial. If you're real, you remember that commercial. Anyway, Dame Dollar though.
Dang.
He was a baby in that commercial.
That's what the answer the question should have been. Damian Lillard. You would have A++ had you said that. Even with you saying Russ.
See, I had to take away.
Right now, Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the league, and I will argue that he's the top 3 or 4 player in the NBA.
Top 3?
Top 3 or 4 player in the NBA.
As a quick sidebar, if he's in that top 3, I'll even give you 4. Who's along with him in that top 4?
James Harden, LeBron James, and Giannis. He can eclipse
Okay.
Giannis.
Well, yeah, I guess
Giannis can be eclipsed just simply because Giannis is unguardable and he's probably going to win MVP this year. So now he can't eclipse Giannis. He can eclipse James Harden.
No.
He can eclipse James Harden.
No. He can eclipse LeBron James.
It's hard.
As far as this year?
Hard to eclipse
As far as this year.
James or LeBron James.
LeBron ain't even the best player on his team this year, first of all. The other two in that top four that you listed they should be top two MVP candidates to me. Well, not necessarily, but they're in that top two conversation pretty much the last couple years they have been. He can eclipse LeBron this year, just as far as this year goes, in the top four players.
As far as this year, okay.
I would take that. But anyway.
He can eclipse one of them. Let's just say that.
Dame is...
Dang, he top 3 or 4 player in the NBA. And I'm talking about the whole season. I ain't just talking about the bubble. I ain't just talking about the bubble. Thank you, producer.
Yeah, so Cam saying the bubble, but he shout out for the support.
Cousin,
hey,
Danny.
You let us see them thumbs up. If you in the
boy.
Facebook chat, you see it.
Love you, appreciate that.
He making the love just shower.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
And not even excluding the bubble, and I'm
Just
talking about in general. But what I also got to do, you got to also point out, this man, number 30 for the Warriors, he ain't played this year. So I'm counting that. I think if Steph is in the league and played the full season, I still would take Steph over Damian Lillard. Okay,
that's fair.
That's my.
He could have been in there, but
I still think he's the number one. I still think Steph is the best point guard in the league. One, and I still think Steph is a top 5 player. So you would have to throw him into the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also excluding KD, because KD ain't played this year either.
Right.
We are. I'm considering. I say it right now, Damian Lillard is top 3 or 4 player in the NBA.
For sure. Right now, under these circumstances, absolutely.
And I will also say if it weren't for a bad start to the season and it wasn't for the team's record, he would be in an MVP conversation.
For sure.
Second half of the season, I think he's an MVP.
I mean, starting off, he missing Nurk. I think he might have missed a couple games. I know CJ missed some games.
Just think, they lost to the Warriors this year at the beginning of the season. That was our first win of the season.
Yeah.
We beat Portland. So they were struggling.
They were awful. So
yeah, they were struggling.
If they didn't start off so bad, they would have definitely first of all, they wouldn't find themselves in this position fighting from the back end of the pack. But also
okay.
But also
Wolfpack.
Yeah. Oh, those are the days. That was way back. But anyway, they wouldn't find themselves in this position fighting for a playoff spot, and I also feel like yes, Damian Lillard, with the numbers that he puts up, he would have been up there in that MVP conversation.
I got a couple hot takes to go along with this conversation. Dame will be.
Just take a second to remember this moment because it's going to get clipped if you miss it.
Clip it.
Lean in. Let them know.
Clip it as much as you want. Dame is going to be in the MVP conversation next season alongside with the Portland Trail Blazers contending for the number 1 seed. And if they get the number 1 seed, he's going to hands down be the MVP next season.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. If they get the number 1 seed, he'll be the number 1. He'll be the MVP. And they're going to contend for the number 1 seed simply because they got a really good team. It's like starting 5 is up there. If you really look at their starting 5, if they keep Melo next year,
and they will,
still got Nurkic, still got CJ Collins and Dame to top it all off. Yeah, they gonna be a problem next year. So that's my hot take to go along with that. Anything else you want to say about Dame? We giving our roses to Dame. He deserves everything. He's earned it, and he's doing it the right way.
Yeah,
by not joining the team.
Yeah, and I hope he keeps doing it that way. I'd honestly really love Portland to build and be a solid team because they got the pieces.
They got a really good team.
It's similar to the Philly feeling where you like they got the pieces, but at least in the Blazers case, they actually work.
They work together.
Philly is a disappointment. The Blazers, they have it, and it just seems like there's something in the way. There's one more piece they need. And for years, it's been a solid wing player. Melo's towards the back end, but he's a solid third scoring option as a wing player. So maybe next year, I'd actually like to see that if they get number 1 seed. But Dame has been hooping.
Heard it here first.
I hope they don't lose to the Nets tonight. If they do, I will genuinely be pissed off because you did all of that and didn't make it. But I really look forward to him making the playoffs. I really have liked how he's been making some people second guess the stuff they've been saying. Cause, contender for Petty Betty of the Week, Pat Beverly, Paul George did all that talking, and Dame said, "All right, I'm dropping 50s. I'm dropping 60s.
Bet it up.
I got something for y'all. I got it in my bag." And shout out to the producer. Daria called this. Daria was waiting on Lillard to go in because y'all know how he gets.
She definitely called him putting up 60. The hours before the game, she was like, she asked me, when last time Dame put up 60? I was like, all right. She was like, all right, because he put up 50 the game before, and he was like, has she ever? She was like, has he ever put up 60? And I was like, yeah, he's done it a couple times.
He had one this season.
He's done it twice before this season. So just the fact that her bringing it up, and then she was like, yeah, he gonna put up 60.
He was ready.
She called it. I was
Everybody
like,
was talking.
Did he put up 60? I was at work, and then I came back out, and I saw the only points that I saw him make was the last three where it bounced away in there, and I was like, I wonder he probably got at least 50. Yeah. And then I seen that he had 61. I was like, oh, she tight with it. She cold. She gonna call that.
Cause he balled. Cam talking about Grizzlies in the playoffs. Okay, buddy. Anyway,
they're in the playoffs. If Portland wins, they are in the playoffs. Oh, they're in a play-in game.
Yeah,
they're in the play-in game. And speaking of the play-in game, that's the other thing we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about the play-in game. Looks like it's gonna be, if Portland wins, it's gonna be Portland's versus the Grizzlies. Portland's gonna have the 8 seed, which means Grizzlies will have to win 2 games in order to make the playoffs. Portland just have to win 1.
Mm-hmm. And I think the hard thing about that is, like, I just don't, as far as a matchup is concerned, and the Grizzlies play ball, and they're actually very solid.
No, Grizzlies gonna be decent.
As far as the matchup goes,
they're just not ready.
I don't think they're ready for. Well, really, we want to see Suns Portland. Let's be honest.
We do.
We want to see Suns.
But I would say the only reason we want to see that is because
the way Booker and Dame have been playing.
Because Booker, but the fact that they went 8-0.
Yeah, that too.
In the bubble. So I feel like, damn, they kind of deserve it because the Grizzlies ain't did nothing.
The Grizzlies were horrible. They won, 2 games the whole bubble? Like, they actually came and just stunk up the place for the most part, but everybody else behind them was bad enough that they had cushion.
Yeah.
But yeah, those playing games, man, I wish there was a way that I wish the Grizzlies lost earlier. I hate to say it because I love watching the Grizzlies, but I don't even think they're really ready for the playoffs. It's going to be a sweep. Yeah. At least if.
But I mean,
at least if the Blazers made it in, it's going to be a competitive series.
Suns would have got swept too.
Suns probably would have got
swept. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. They might could have got 1, even though they're hot. They're the hot team. So maybe they can get 1 or 2 out of that, but I don't think they can actually contend. I honestly feel like
more than anything, it would have been nice just to see Booker in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got like some size. Like they got Ayton that I feel like is a really solid player.
They don't got as much size as Portland.
They wouldn't contend for sure. Portland is the matchup you want to see versus anybody in the playoffs, but it would have been nice to see Devin Booker and the Suns have that opportunity. Mm-hmm. Because I just like you said, Memphis isn't ready. They lucked up on having a really good year.
They did, and they just when it came to the
bubble,
really
well.
I mean, even if it was without the bubble, they weren't ready. They're just young. They got a young team. They got a solid core, but when it comes to the playoffs, that's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
So big ups to them for being surprised in the West, and they in the West to play like that. Ja Morant is a dog. Dylan Brooks is a dog.
Yeah.
Was it Jaren Jackson Jr.? Dog. Yeah. They got dogs down there.
And Jaren Jackson actually did get injured in the bubble, so.
Yeah, he did.
That's another reason I really don't want them in, because whenever you're missing one of your better players, playoffs can be hard, especially like I said, if you're missing one of those top pieces, you're
tough.
There, but you're not really gonna play to the level that you can, because you know that I'm missing my number 2 guy or whatever. Like I'm missing the other top priority on my team, so I don't know.
It's tough, but I don't think they're ready. We don't think they're ready, and that's why we wanted to see the Suns. I mean, the Suns, I still don't feel like they're ready because Ayton is young, Devin Booker ain't been to the playoffs before. That's why I wanted Portland to go up against Lakers. It's gonna be some trouble.
Like I said, I feel like the Suns and Grizzlies both do at best case scenario.
The only contender for everybody was, for me, Portland.
Yeah, the only team that's in that bottom that you expect to actually play well and maybe do something is Portland. Grizzlies and the Suns would have got a gentleman's sweep at best.
Yep.
Also, take this time to shout out AP and his San Antonio Spurs. Them as an organization will never admit they care. Probably don't really, genuinely, but I know that's your team. and I hate to see that 22-year streak broken.
I don't hate to see it.
No Spurs in the playoffs this year. They wouldn't have done nothing anyway, but
Look who it is! Uncle Jed is in the chat. What's up, Unc?
you have no idea what you're talking about.
Come
It's
on now,
impressive.
Jed. You know better than that. You know what
Hey.
we talking about here on this podcast, my boy.
Also, take this time. Shout out Uncle Jed. We
Yeah.
were just talking about you.
We was just talking about you.
We miss you, man.
Come on, man. Where you been at?
Pull up to the stew. Pull up to the stew.
Uncle Jed. Okay.
Anywho, though, yeah, these playing games, man. Let me know what y'all think. First of all, we got a really important game going on right now because the Nets, who have been playing surprisingly well, are playing Portland right now.
So after tonight, we'll know who the
Yeah.
playoffs actually are. Like I said, if Portland wins, they'll play Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose, the Grizzlies will play the Suns.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's just like we've been saying, we just think Portland has a better chance of beating the Lakers. So that's why I want them to win, and that's kind of been my
Even if they don't beat them, you just know it's going to be
My
a more
take.
entertaining series.
yeah.
Unless we get really shocked and the Lakers just steamroll Portland.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think they would, but imagine like everybody wants them in. And
I'm
then-
gonna be
and
sick
then the
because I've
Lakers
been
sweep them.
talking. I've been talking so much stuff about Portland.
I would
And-
actually
and
be
one of
sick to my
chats.
stomach. Like, oh yeah, Portland gonna do this and that. If they got swept, I'd really be hurt. Like, y'all could have let the Phoenix Suns
Right.
have it. Like, I'm
Right.
gonna be mad.
I'm
So
gonna
we
be
gonna
upset.
say it ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
But yeah.
Damon, dog, he gonna win them at least 2 games by himself.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves because we gotta make sure they beat Brooklyn though.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
hope
get
they beat
ahead of
Brooklyn.
ourselves. Can we get a score check? Does anybody know the score of that game? Let's see. We can get it real quick. 65-60, so it's still close.
It's only in the second quarter too.
It's only the second quarter. So Nets not just giving it away yet. They might give it away later. Because I think they're set. So they already got they playing the Bucks.
The Nets,
The
the Nets
Nets.
play Toronto. First round.
Toronto first
Which
round.
brings us, let's focus on the playoffs that are set. 'Cause we talking about the play-in games in the West, but the West is still kind of...
Still some toss-ups.
Because we saw some teams that in the end, people were like, no, I think they lost that game on purpose. Like the other night,
Yep.
Houston lost to somebody, and they were like, I think they wanted to stay on this side of the bracket instead of having Clippers maybe next round.
Yep.
So we saw some teams maybe lose on purpose. But in the East, we already know what's up. We got Bucks sweeping the Magic in the first round. The Magic aren't going to do anything.
First off, we'll go over the matchup. So
Yeah.
we got Bucks.
Bucks Magic,
First the Magic. That's the 1-8.
Raptors Nets.
2-7 is Raptors Nets.
We got
Celtics and 76ers.
Which should be a
76ers
fun series.
No, it shouldn't.
Well-
76ers are giving up this season.
yeah. Okay, well, they should have been the net.
And Heat Pacers, I think that's probably going to be the best series.
This is a throwback. Last time the Heat Pacers had.
They just played.
Hmm?
They just played.
Oh yeah. No, the game the other night was good, but you remember the good old high school days. The Heat and Pacers were going back and forth. Every
Oh,
year
yeah.
in
That's
the
what
Eastern
you're going
Conference Finals.
Yeah. I guess
Back
it
when
is
PG
throwback.
made himself a star.
A
That dunk
star.
on Birdman.
Yeah, he was a superstar. I wouldn't call him a superstar no more. He was on his way to being a superstar then. I wouldn't call him a superstar.
He was looking real superstars before he bailed to. Anyway, so he was MVPG. But yeah, man, we got the Heat and Pacers. Really is the series I'm looking forward to most.
I mean, Celtics Sixers may be a good series.
It's going to be a decent series
Just depends
because
on Embiid played today.
Embiid is going to play. They have
They still
Horford
have Horford and Tobias.
and they got
Josh Richardson.
Yeah,
They still got players, but I just don't think they're not going to
and you know what's petty? Kyle O'Quinn almost had a triple-double the other day. He got pulled. He had 9 points.
Come on, man.
He had the assists and the rebounds.
Come
Like,
on.
Kyle O'Quinn
Come
ain't
on,
never
man.
going to get a triple-double again.
Come on, man.
Brett Brown could have let him finish
Come
that
on,
game.
Brett, man. You gotta give him his triple double, dog. It don't matter if the game didn't
You could
matter.
have sent him in to get fouled. Just let him get his little point.
Does that take it away from it though? The game didn't matter.
I mean, yeah, the game doesn't matter regardless, but all players to a degree are selfish. They're always going to talk about the team and what matters. But deep inside, you like,
They know
I
they
got a
want them
triple-double. I got them numbers.
They be stat hunt.
You know what I'm saying?
So
We're going to ignore whatever he
we
said.
coming, boy. We
But
coming for you, Russ.
we need to get you in a segment and dunk on him. 'Cause I'd love to see it.
I love to get dunked on by you, pause.
Hey. Hey.
That'd be tough. I'm sorry.
I'm clipping that.
That's a story to tell. Is that not a story to tell?
I mean,
For real.
I love to get dunked
seriously.
on you. Pause.
But anyway,
Hey.
Hello,
I'm
Alyssa.
sorry. What's up, Alyssa?
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming through.
Oh my God, we're just gonna move right past that. I'm really looking forward to that Heat Pacers series. Only thing is, T.J. Warren is also playing through an injury. Apparently, he has plantar fasciitis,
Fasciitis.
which is the same thing that why am I
It's
forgetting
something
the
you
ghost's
can play
name?
through, though.
DeMontis Sabonis actually.
You just
ended up
gotta
getting
play
this
hurt.
year.
Yeah. It's something you can play through. It's just that you hurt.
Right.
Like you're in pain the entire time.
That's
So-
not gonna make it as fun. Although the Heat was gonna clamp that because Jimmy ain't gonna let T.J. Warren go.
Oh
like
man,
that.
I would
TJ
love to
was
see it.
Oh my God, the way he played against the Lakers the other day, he gamed them.
TJ, yeah,
TJ gamed them.
they can put some respect on his name, D. You put some respect on his name. Like Dane said, put some respect on his name.
I think what happened with TJ is, first of all, I didn't expect it, and also I didn't actually get to watch any of these games. I just kept seeing the score, and I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? How is he doing this? So that game, I actually got to sit down and watch him play. And I was like, dang.
He nice. He's been a bucket.
And
It's just the
he's
fact
been
that he
good.
hasn't really been in a great situation. This has been
Yeah.
a really good situation for him in Indiana.
Bro, the way he pulled that 3 on the Lakers, like, he was like,
He's been a bucket.
forget it.
He's
Like,
been a bucket really his whole career.
He playing with confidence.
I forget the team that he used to play for. It was it was either the Charlotte Hornets. I think it was the Hornets. And he was a bucket there. It's just not. I mean, it's the Hornets.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's situational.
you're gonna get overshadowed, and then you're just not in a good organization. Indiana Pacers is a really good organization. It's good for him, and obviously he's been able to thrive. And like I said, he's been a bucket his whole career, actually.
Just a quick side note from the matchup as well as the game the other night. You know, the streets is talking about Vic. Because Vic looked real buddy over there with Jimmy Butler, DJJ,
Who was Vic?
Bam,
Oh,
Oladipo.
Oladipo.
After they lost, he was over there smiling,
Oh.
dapping up the whole
Okay.
squad. And, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So
I like that. That'd be
you know,
nice.
Depot in Miami is they already
But
real,
I
they're
wanna see-
surprisingly good.
Indiana.
No, Miami. They're
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
better this year than I would have expected them to be.
A lot
Last
of
year,
us, but they
last year
balling.
going back, me and Josh were talking about Jimmy. Why do you want
We
to
was.
win?
I seen,
were like,
I
it's
seen that clip.
location.
I
Yeah.
seen that clip. We was definitely tripping, Jimmy.
We was
see
like
what you did
location.
there.
It's Miami. The weather, the women, whatever, the amenities.
Big ups to Eric Spoelstra for sure.
Yeah,
That boy can coach. He's the coach.
Yeah.
He's the best coach in it, probably in the NBA, other than Pop.
he's definitely one of the underrated options. His name
top.
does not come up enough.
He's top.
His
He's
name
top
does not
coach.
come up
Probably
enough.
he's up there. He's
Yeah.
put his name in the category
He did.
of Pop.
Exactly.
Obviously, he ain't got the rings that Pop got, but he got 2.
Yeah,
He had LeBron. He had Wade. I mean, that kind of. Well, no, he got 2 rings.
yeah.
That
Well,
don't
what I
matter.
would say is just the fact that he's
Phil-
remained to be a good coach.
Phil
It wasn't.
Jackson. Yeah.
Like, we've seen some coaching situations where we like, is it the coach because you got LeBron?
Right.
And then when LeBron leaves,
But he
they're
still
not that
managed to
good.
keep it up.
But
even
Eric
without
Spoelstra
him.
has kept them in playoffs, kept them in the good side of the standings consistently.
You see that Wiki says T.J. Warren's the owner of the Lakers and the father of LeBron James. Y'all,
I thought
They
the father of
so funny.
LeBron James was Kyle Lowry. The internet was saying that a couple weeks ago. I saw something today, and
What?
LeBron did something, and they said, "Oh, Kyle Lowry's daughter is so cute" or something.
what?
I think it's because they beat the Lakers the other day.
What,
And
once?
The
How many
Raptors.
times?
The
How many
Raptors
times
haven't
is-
lost to the Lakers in years or whatever.
Let's
I don't know why
think
they-
back to that conversation. Like,
I don't
come on.
even want to
What
start
you
it
call
because
it, Lebronto?
LeBronto is
Lebronto?
a thing. Like
Come on
LeBron
now.
goes up there and does them
Oh,
nasty.
that's it.
So I don't
Stop
understand how that happened. But
So that's one game. We can make some picks. Want to make picks?
I got the Heat definitely
Heat
winning.
in that series.
You've got T.J. Warren playing through an injury.
How many
Victor
games?
Oladipo isn't playing to his capacity.
How many games?
5, 6 at best.
It's 4-5. This is the Heat are 4. Pacers are 5. You got
I got
Heat and 5.
Heat and 5.
Heat and 5. I'm gonna go Heat and 6.
Yeah,
I think Pacers. T.J. Warren can get 2 of those.
he gonna get 1. I think.
Heat
Nah.
are good though.
Yeah, Darius says 5 as well.
Okay.
So moving on from that matchup, let's move outward. So we started at 4-5. Let's go 3-6. The Celtics are gonna win that.
Sixers. Celtics are going to take. I got, like I said, I got Celtics going to the finals.
Toronto's going.
I got Celtics going to the finals, so I definitely got
forget
to
that
pick
hot
them.
take.
They're going to do
Toronto!
Celtics. It's going to be 4. They're going to sweep them. Gentlemen's
Ah.
sweep. Maybe 5. Nah, they're going to sweep them.
I think
6 is a. They gave up on the season.
I think they probably
They
should
look.
give
They're
up.
looking forward to the future.
Darius over there hitting her best mop
Sweep.
/ sweep dance.
Sweep.
She getting them right up out of there. The Celtics are just too stacked. They have too many weapons for me to say they won't sweep, but I'd like to think Philly can pull out one. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it went to 6. I feel like
Embiid is giving up on the season.
You think he giving up?
76ers gave up. They looking
they
for it
given up.
They're trying to decide what they need to do with the
They're going to send Ben to Cleveland, don't you know?
Yeah, they might do that. Well, no, Cleveland's going to try to... Don't go to Cleveland, bro.
I mean, he don't have an option.
Don't go to Cleveland. Try your hardest not to go to Cleveland. You don't want to go there.
He's going to be LeBron 2.0 for real.
Come on now.
We didn't
see what happened in Cleveland outside of LeBron. No, don't go.
Is Kevin Love in that trade?
Gotta be. Yeah.
What did they... not see?
Well, no. Because they got too many pieces. They got too many bigs. Kevin Love's probably not in that trade.
They're going to run a
4-out,
1 in. Tobias, Horford, Love, all standing in the corner.
Right. They'll do a 3-team trade. So Kevin Love, he's going to probably be included in there somewhere.
Ship Kevin Love back out to the West. Let him go back to cornfield.
Yeah, to the Warriors.
So moving on, the Celtics are winning that series.
That was it though.
The Celtics are winning.
I don't know. Not really. I doubt.
5 years ago, when it was a possibility, I was like, not bad. The only thing I didn't want to see them lose Clay.
But we are in win now mode, so they might.
Y'all gonna be healthy next year, and you got a top draft pick that you could flip for something, or it could actually end up being a good piece. So you in win now mode, maybe, but I don't know that you.
What if we got Ben Simmons?
There was talk of that.
Really?
There was talk
like
of that
if we got rid of our Cleveland, would get a first round pick or something like that. I don't know.
The thing is,
Philly would get a first round
if that trade was to happen, Draymond's out.
No, it's not.
No, like they were looking at the numbers earlier this year, and Draymond would have to be out. But he could be a decent fill-in. He's not the defender Draymond is, but he's had a great year defensively. And playing off ball is where it would suit him best at times, but he can also run the offense in the way that Ben Simmons. Okay. The way that Clay gets to spot up and run around screens, Steph and him doing that at the same time, and having somebody else that can just dominate the point for a little bit and worry about the facilitation.
That's when Steph was always at his best, when Sean Livingston came in, when Jared Jack came in, Nate Robinson came in.
He can play off ball a little bit while
he can play off the ball and just run him off millions and millions of screens, and he running you all game, and he gonna get shot. It don't really matter if you're in his face or not. He gonna get shot. That's when Steph is at his best, when he's not on the ball, honestly. Mm-hmm. That's when he gets the most of
Which is funny because on the ball, he's one of the top PGs in the league. He's still dominant.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
He plays, it's almost like he's a whole different level of playing off ball because he get to just be a shooter.
Would I take Ben Simmons and Kevin Love and we lose Draymond?
You'd be a fool not to, I think.
I don't think I would, man. Draymond, they can't get rid of Draymond. Unless they got like If they got a Giannis, I would understand.
Houston, if you can find a way to make it happen, if Draymond becomes available with this small ball joint and this defense,
that's the best player.
You need to get him, please.
The only thing he can't do is shoot threes, but he can.
He got that backpack on him, but he can figure it out. And then that also is another option, like we said with the playmaker. Yeah. Draymond's a decent playmaker. Anyway, look, we getting into
sorry about that. We doing
closer to the offseason.
We doing exactly what the 76ers are doing right now. They trying to figure out.
Yeah, we trying to.
They're not worried about the playoffs. So that's what that was.
This is LeBron every January or so.
We was replacing the 76ers front office right there because they doing exactly that. They trying to. Man, forget the series. What are we gonna do with this offseason?
I think if we could. The 76ers boardroom is kind of like that scene in Django. I think we all thought this was a good idea. But it's time to trade Ben Simmons.
Didn't work. Okay, we got a question from Lizzie. Appreciate the question. Appreciate you joining us and asking the question.
I ain't heard about Liz.
We need some of this. We need this in the comment section. Thank you.
Fantasy starting 5.
Any players, no specific team. I guess she's talking about now. Now. We're not gonna do all time. That's too much.
Yeah, all time gets complicated. You gotta section it off.
Yeah, we're gonna do right now. Playing in the NBA right now. You wanna go first?
Go ahead, because I want to think about this.
Okay, we talking about everybody's healthy, so you gotta go Steph and KD for me. So tough.
Play times. He finna start leaving the Warriors lineup.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna say James Harden. Gotta go James. Fantasy, you gotta do Steph, KD, James Harden. Guess you gotta do LeBron. Because you just got so much less. And center, I don't want to say AD. I could. He's probably the best center, but my fantasy, who's my favorite center right now?
JaVale McGee.
JaVale. I like
Hey, Shaq said that the other night for the first time. I feel like in forever. JaVale McGee.
He only said they calmed him down on that though.
Right.
As they should have, because he was
going in on.
Like Draymond said, he was hurting his pockets a little bit. Steph, KD, Bron, Harden. I could go crazy and just say Giannis. That would be nuts.
Yeah, because I mean, technically,
Still got 2 7-footers on the team.
yeah.
I'm gonna just go Giannis. That would be a crazy. Obviously, you never gonna see that lineup, maybe unless they do Olympics, which they not. But she do gotta start Tyler family starting lineup. It's hilarious. You should. When you gonna drop that? You don't know when you gonna drop it. She gonna drop it eventually, but it's pretty
I'd like
good.
to hear it.
It's pretty good. So yeah, I'm going Giannis. It's gonna be kind of it's gonna be anybody can play the 5 kind of deal. Just depends on the night. I was gonna say Joker. I was gonna say Jokic, but I just think it would be interesting. What if Giannis was at the 5 or put KD at the 5? You got Giannis. Giannis is potentially going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's in the conversation. He's one of the finals.
Yeah,
so you got the defense. KD is an underrated defender.
He definitely
Steph
grew as a defender.
is an underrated defender. And then you got LeBron and you got James Harden. It's just like, you can do so many things with that. You can ISO. It's going to be mostly ISO, obviously.
There can be 5 1v1.
But even with the ISO, you can do Steph, again, running off the screens all day. Harden off the ball, or Harden on the ball, doing his thing, dribble.
Hey, what's that TikTok Giannis? Enes Kanter made. It was like Giannis in the basketball hoop. He drew a straight line. Yeah, James Harden in the basketball hoop.
dribble. I like Chuck. Dribble.
And then he circled the free throw line.
Dribble.
That's true.
So yeah, it's got that, and then you got. I mean, it's mostly 1-on-1, but you also got LeBron can play point.
Yeah.
And Steph coming off all the screens, so you can run sets with that. You can run sets with just James Harden.
You got
dribble.
5 people that have at some point played primary ball handler.
Yeah, that would be nuts. And then you still got bigs on the team. You still got 2 7-footers on the team.
Yeah.
And it's so many point guards on the team, so that's my starting 5. That would be my fantasy starting 5, and that would be nuts. You're not gonna beat that in the NBA today. Well, who's your fantasy starting 5? Bruce, what's up, Bruce? I want you to go back. If you missed the rest of the show, I want you to go back and watch it, because I was thinking of you this whole show. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been throwing little bullets at you this whole show, because
I wonder, can we go like NBA all-team lineup and just pick 2 guard spots and 3 forwards, or? I guess that's what you did technically, because you picked Giannis at center.
Yeah, I did.
So yeah, 2 guards, 3 forwards. I would honestly like to say Dame and Kyrie, but as far as them playing together, that I don't know how they would gel.
Don't say Kyrie.
But from an offensive potential, Dame and Kyrie in your backcourt can be scary.
Kyrie done fell way off of my list, bro.
In the last 2 years on this show, we have started really slandering Kyrie, and
he deserves it. Yeah, to a certain extent.
You know what's messed up though? Like, what he does off the court is actually phenomenal. He's done some really nice things off the court this year.
Yeah, for sure. But it ain't got nothing to do with anything off the court.
So as a human being, Kyrie, you're in good standing. But as a basketball player,
saying Earth is flat.
Yeah, as a basketball player, you are in the Straight Talk doghouse. You are in our Hall of Shame right now.
Yeah, until you come back and do something. But then it's just like, you got KD at this point.
You know who I'll take right now? I'm going to take Dame and Luka in my backcourt. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Dame and Luka in my backcourt. So you're on the Dame hype train right now.
I've actually always loved Damian Lillard.
I've always loved him too.
I just wouldn't
say he's better than Steph when Steph is playing. I think he ain't eclipsed Steph.
This is what I love so much about Damian Lillard, and I didn't get a chance to touch on earlier. He may not be the shooter that Steph is, but that boy can shoot, and he's got range.
He do.
He shoots them at a high clip.
He do.
And they fall.
Absolutely.
He can score all over the floor, leaning, fading, pull up, catch and shoot.
He got everything.
Create your shot. He got it. Midi, he got it. And he can drive, too.
He
can slash. He got a nice layup package. And he got bunnies.
He can boom on you, too.
He can get up.
Yeah.
So it's like if you put a couple little things from different players' bag, you put the boom in, a little Russell in the bag, you put a little Steph in the shooting in the bag, you just shake it all up. You get a nice little Lillard special. So he got a little bit of everything that makes you talented.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I got a follow-up question. One more question. Go ahead.
What you got?
Is he a superstar?
Damian Lillard is a superstar. For okay, as far as just in general, like household name level superstar,
He's a superstar.
no. And the only reason why is because there's so many casuals that disrespect him.
He's not a superstar.
No, the only reason I say no is I don't think Damian Lillard is a household name.
He got his own shoe.
I understand that, but if you walk in a room full of people, do you know who Damian Lillard is? Will he necessarily? Are you expecting most people to know? You know what I'm saying? Whereas a superstar, if you mention Steph Curry, basically everybody knows who you're talking about. You mentioned LeBron James, you'd be hard pressed.
So that's your house. I was.
I'm just saying,
I would
it
consider
depends
that.
Because if
That's the only
if you're a
argument
basketball
that I would
fan,
say. Okay,
if you're a basketball
maybe not
fan,
a household
yes.
name.
If you're a basketball fan, you know how he built.
But is Kyrie a
You've been seeing
superstar
him do
then
it.
in that case?
Kyrie ain't showed it for a couple years, but he
Is he
definitely
a
was.
household name? Was he a household name? You think he was more household name-ish than Damian Lillard?
Especially whenever he went to the finals and showed his he balled out.
But no, that's still only if you're watching basketball. You're not a household name. Steph, and that's what my thing about it. Steph and LeBron, that's completely different. That's
I mean,
you're
no, because
not
I
gonna
didn't
reach
think about that
level.
because when I thought about it, well, it depends on where you at.
It does depend on.
where you
That's
at.
why that argument is tough to say because it does depend on where you.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
like
people
if
that
you
don't
just
know.
think about,
I work with somebody. He didn't know who Kobe Bryant was. If they not in the atmosphere, they don't know.
okay, but have you
So there's a lot of people
have
that's
you
not
shot the
household
fade with
names.
him yet or no?
I mean, when he said that, I had to.
Did you shoot the fade?
I had
you
to
don't know who
restrain
it is?
myself,
You
and this was right after he passed away too.
You should have
Right
pulled
after
your
he
pants
passed
up. You don't know who is.
He didn't know who he was, so that's why I'm saying
That's fair.
you can use that as an argument,
fair.
and that's a fair, it's an okay argument. But I can say the same thing about Kyrie. Kyrie is not a household name.
That's what I'm saying. And then when I thought
They're
about
not in every household like.
when
Steph
I thought
or
about it,
LeBron.
you could say that. I mean, even Steph, I would argue, may not be in every household. LeBron is probably the only one in the league that you can genuinely say.
You can say that.
So
That's why that's a tough
You're right.
argument.
So if
to
we're looking
say.
at just as an actual basketball fan, not a casual, like an actual basketball fan that watches the game.
You
and
can
knows the
say
game,
you can say
for
a
sure.
casual fan, a casual. You enjoy sports,
But like a casual, the thing
You
about
enjoy
casuals,
sports.
casuals don't pay attention to the small market teams, which Portland is.
They don't. So
as a casual,
I don't think even as
casuals tend to disrespect the people that are actually decent.
But I don't think you're gonna say. I still don't see Kyrie as being a one of those names that they think of. They're not gonna be the first thing. They're not.
A couple of years ago,
You're not gonna say name 5 NBA players. So casual fans, they like sports, but maybe they're more so a football fan. And you ask them name 5 NBA players. I don't think you name either one. You don't name Damian Lillard or
Definitely
Kyrie.
not.
So that's my point.
Definitely not. Okay, fair. Well, as a casual, no. If you're an actual fan, yeah, he's a superstar because he's shown. I mean, dude, like his.
Which Bruce is? I told you I've been on his
You
head
been on his
all
head for being
day.
casual?
All day.
Damian Lillard, his first year, I think it was in the league, he was in 4 out of the 5 All-Star competitions, disregarding the rookie activities.
Yep.
He was in the skills challenge, 3-point contest, dunk contest.
First person to ever do that.
He did almost every event. He sent Houston home. I'll never forget that game. I was on the edge of my couch. I was like, nah, he ain't. You know, it was crazy how he did that. And at that time, I wanted Houston to lose because I really did like, not Oakland. I really liked Oregon,
Houston.
which is Portland. Anyway, yeah, not Oakland. Get that shirt off. But
The city.
I just always liked his game. So if you've watched him play over the years, you know he's just a phenomenal player. Every good player is giving him his flowers. LeBron won him on his team, low key. So it's.
Tell you, man.
See, I forgot where we was at. We was talking about the playoffs.
No, we was talking about it and then she asked that question.
See, this is why straight talk is hard to really throw a schedule together. Cause sometimes y'all throw some good stuff out there.
That's a
And
good
then,
question. You didn't
All right.
finish your 5.
Luka
though.
and Dame.
Okay.
Luka and Dame in that backcourt. Both can play off ball. Both can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they got some.
And then Luka is probably the next best player in the
next
league.
up.
I feel like he's gonna be 1 or 2. He's gonna be top 3 easy.
He next up.
You gotta watch out for Giannis. Is still gonna be in the league for a while. Ja Morant, Trae Young. Gotta look at those guys. So,
Lonzo
but
Ball.
Luka is up there. Lonzo Ball, triple single alert. Triple single.
I want to go on record right now.
Brandon Ingram.
Also,
Next KD.
Kyra. Kyra popping in the chat.
Hey, Kyra.
Saying also it's good
Thank
to see
you.
us. Wishing us
We
well.
are healthy and well.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Hope that you could say the same. But yeah, he's next up, so I got to put him in my back court. I mean, he's just so solid.
Yep.
So those are my two guards. In my front court, KD is in there.
I put KD in there. I'm sorry.
I can't not put KD. Y'all know I've been slandering him for years now, but
you know.
KD used to be my favorite
You know
player.
his name.
Like
you said.
and you see what
You
he
know
do.
his name. Come on.
You
know his
Come
name.
on now. Come on
What's
now.
his name?
Slim Reaper. Easy Money Sniper.
Yep.
That boy is built different, so you got to take him. I'm almost hesitant to put LeBron. I feel like I want to take somebody else, but
I know. I always feel the same way. It's just because it's like, damn, we still saying LeBron.
Right.
It's been so long, but he's just so good. It's like
who else could
this
you
is
really
what
put
people
in
felt
there?
like Jordan. I'm sure he's just been good for so long. It's just like LeBron is still a top player in the league. I'm so tired of saying putting him in my top 5. I'm tired of it. Ah.
So I got my shooters and my playmakers. That's 3 shooters. I could use a solid, dominant big, so I'm gonna go Brook Lopez.
You done name all these good players, and you gonna come with Brook Lopez. I'd rather you name somebody
Hey.
other than Brook Lopez.
No.
You can say Nurkic other than Brook Lopez.
No, I'm just playing. Brook Lopez was really balling like 2 weeks ago, though. I was like,
I
dang.
mean, he good.
I forgot he was that good because for the last like 3-4 years, all
But
he was
he's not,
shoot.
he's not in the category.
But no.
Has he ever been an All-Star?
He did
I'd rather
make the
you say
All-Star
Karl
team in
Anthony
Brooklyn,
Towns.
I do believe he made the All-Star team once.
He
in
might have
Brooklyn.
been one, yeah. I'd rather you say Karl Anthony Towns, yeah.
Dude, I forgot he existed because
Honestly.
he's been a no-show this whole year.
Honestly.
No, he was with Jordan Woods the other day. You see? Never mind. This is different. You ain't see that? Did you see this? Never mind. Yeah. Our producer know what I'm talking about.
I see the video. Yeah, I see that for sure.
But hey. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that. In that case, Cat is winning.
He was there?
They went out to eat this week somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't fumble that bag, sir. Or leave her around Jimmy Butler. But
Or Tristan Thompson.
they are. Okay. We're Petty Betty of the
Petty
week now.
Betty. Come on, we need that 5.
No, because I don't want Giannis or LeBron in there.
Okay, that's fair. You don't need him in there.
I think I'm gonna take AD. I'm gonna put
All
AD
day.
in at my 5. If I really got to watch him be healthy this year, DeMarcus would have been up there, but he ain't been.
He ain't
we
really-
ain't got to really see what he
so
can
long.
do anymore.
Yeah.
But man, when he was up there,
He was a bucket.
I was probably the happiest person about him and AD being
Yeah.
New Orleans together.
I wish I could
was
have
so
did.
happy.
They just didn't have no. They didn't have no guard. I mean, they had Drew
Yeah.
Holiday. You got to put respect.
They had
on
Drew
his name,
Holiday,
but they didn't have
uh,
enough.
They needed a solid wing.
They needed.
Melo
Yeah.
should have pulled up.
Probably, that was going in.
Anyway,
Long story.
yeah. So KD and AD are in there, and then in my 3 or 4 man, I guess. I don't want to pick LeBron, but I can't think of who would be a good replacement at like a forward spot. I'll take Kawhi.
Damn.
Kawhi, AD,
Defense.
solid defenders.
Defensive player of the
KD is a
years.
pretty good defender. Lillard and Doncic aren't really great defenders. Lillard is decent. Doncic is still he's working on it. But having the other 3 being really solid defensive players, it makes up for it. The shot creating is there. That'd be a fun team to watch.
It'd be a fun team. That would. I like Kawhi. The Kawhi pick is good. I ain't think about
I
Kawhi.
forgot about any
You
other
always forget about him.
small forward
You seen
that
a little
wasn't named
smirk that
LeBron
he
or
did?
KD. He looked like
So
a little
weird.
emoji. No, I'm like when Marcus Morris is like.
Yeah.
He's-
He just
He
knew.
just looked at him. He just said.
And then he kind of giggled too. You see him kind of.
He just one chuckle. So yeah. Anyway, Liz, I appreciate you bringing up that.
If he's still watching, it took us so long to get to the answer
Man.
to that question.
First of all, Daria talking about Gay or Gobert.
Because she said Rudy.
Oh, who?
Rudy Gay or Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I want Rudy Gay in my own. Come on, Bruce.
You want him in your all COVID team.
Oh. Let's go Bear. Not Gay, go Bear. So you want to. No, and that's funny though. I just watched the video. You know those best NBA Twitter moments or whatever NBA moments on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And they posted a video. It was Toronto playing the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies gave the ball to Rudy Gay. It's the final possession, and the fan is recording. It's like, no, not Rudy Gay. Somebody get him, get him. And then Rudy shot the game with it. He was like, oh, you. Rudy Gay. He was so mad. But anyway, neither of them. And I don't appreciate you taking shots at me not mentioning Russ or Harden, only because, first of all, that'd be biased of me. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be biased. It's your fantasy.
No, I'm gonna take consistent shooting. I know Lillard can score from inside and out, and I know Doncic can do it. I've seen James chuck too many times. Russ is run point center, so he don't really have to shoot no more. It's possible, but with the team that I have set up, with the other pieces I'd need him to shoot. So I gotta pick Dame as the better shooter, and Luka.
Right.
Gotta pick to you. You know what I'm saying?
Want them shooters?
If you're gonna have a fantasy team, you gotta think of how it would work.
I think you're crazy. I think Harden's probably one of the better shooters in the league. Or is it just that he shoots so much?
Volume makes. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair because he's gonna take.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't
shots.
take. So
That's true.
anyway,
That was a side topic.
so we didn't even.
Thank you, Liz, for the question.
What else was on our list that we ended up?
That was it.
We didn't talk about the playoffs all the way, but
we
really,
didn't finish the playoffs.
We were talking about Celtics.
We doing
and
Celtics. We
Sixers.
did the front office for the 76ers.
They're
we helped
thinking
them out.
sweep.
Hey, clip the our talk for the 76ers. Send that to them.
Yeah,
They gonna need some
we
help.
honestly
They need
we
some
need jobs.
assistance.
We want to work for the NBA.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm saying?
if they maybe they felt like that was good quality option.
Analytics and stuff.
Yeah. We didn't give them a lot.
Analysis.
We teased them. We teased them a little bit, just our knowledge.
Yeah.
What we can do. It's our pause. We teased them. Our knowledge to show what we can do. You know what I'm saying? And if they bring, cause we can't give us the whole product for free. That's what I'm saying. So we give them a little. We give them a little bit.
This is getting clipped too.
We get a little bit, and then they go once they show us a little cash. I want to roll. Show us some of the money.
Give us a little cash. What we gonna do?
Show a little.
You already doing that.
Yeah.
Oh my
But anyway,
god.
give us, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give them some more of our knowledge. I'm talking about knowledge. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Okay. 2-7 is the Raptors, the Nets. Who you guys? It's going to be a sweep, or can they get some? You can get a couple of wins.
I'll give the Nets a gentleman's sweep.
I think the Nets can win. The Nets can win like 2 games.
I'm not gonna give them 2. I'm not gonna give the Nets 2 before I give 76ers 2.
76ers are giving up this
They're not
season. I'm
giving up.
telling you, bro. They're going to get swept. I guarantee
No.
you they get swept. They gave up. That's a bet. They going to get slow.
How
They
much
gonna
you
get
putting
slow
on this?
swept. We can put
$4 on it because you think it's a sweep.
yes,
All right,
$1 a
bet.
game.
$4.
For every game that they win, I give you $4.
Shoot,
And
you
vice
might
versa.
end up owing me $8 next week.
Yeah, they gonna get swept. They gave up this season, bro. I'm telling you.
Fair enough. I think the 76ers may win 1, and I almost want to say they're going to win 2. But anyway, Nets, I'm giving them 5 at best. The Nets are
I
not
think they
winning
can
more
win
than
2.
1
Nets,
game.
they got a decent. That Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie.
He ain't there.
Is he not playing?
No, Spence ain't there. He was just in the gym with KD the other night.
Oh, he hurt. Is he hurt?
He was hurt, and then I also think he opted to sit out. Or
Okay.
was it because he was hurt? I
Maybe
forgot what
it's
his injury
so
was.
Okay.
But anyway, Spencer's not there.
Okay.
Is
I
Karras
think,
playing?
yeah. Karras has been
is
playing, I
playing
think.
because he was playing today.
Yeah, I think he's been
Speaking
playing.
of which, let's double
They
check on that
said it
score.
was. Yeah. What's the score in the game? 84-78. Portland is up. So we should be able to catch the end of that game.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to find out how that's going to work out right about the time we wrap up here.
Yep. And then 1-8.
Bucks Magic.
Bucks Magic. That's a sweep.
Yeah,
Magic,
I'm not
I don't see
even
winning.
entertaining the Magic doing anything there.
Yeah.
Also, why is Nikola
Vucevic.
Vucevic stayed there so long? Why is he even
I don't
still
know.
there? Anywho, so yeah, we can move on
They
from
got
that.
some young people. They got folks down there. They got Evan Fournier. He's been there forever, it seems like. Vucevic. They got the boy Jonathan Isaac was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac is pretty good. He got hurt towards ACL, but he's pretty good. Bruce been watching the game, so Karis LeVert's been hooping on the Blazers. So they still got LeVert. They got
is a bucket.
Decent team.
Honestly, like
I think they can win 2 games.
The fact that the Nets act like they desperately need a third piece, if you let Karis or Spence really do their thing, either of them could be a viable third option. Like they're both really, really good.
That's Kyrie, bro.
We're not gonna go back to the Hall of Shame today. We've done enough Kyrie slander.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Yeah, so they're not going to do anything. And then, actually, hold on. What I want to see, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll worry about the next. I was kind of wondering where the bracket would go from there, but let's worry about it.
We're going to do the first round.
We're going to figure it out. Right. So, anywho.
But it's that time.
It's time for...
Petty Betty of the Week. Petty Betty.
Brought to you by Red Bro, a.k.a. Tom Petty.
Yes, sir.
If you're really a real one, you know that used to be my Twitter name. But Petty Betty of the Week, man.
Who's the Petty Betty of the Week, Mr. Rev?
We gonna mention a petty vet.
A veteran?
I feel like he a vet. He's had to have made the list once or twice.
Okay.
If not our list, somebody's list, because we see how he act on his burner accounts. If y'all know where I'm getting at.
Spoiler alert.
Little tease, as Josh like to call it. Hashtag Petty Betty of the Week is Kevin Easy Money Slim Reaper Durant. What did KD do this time, you might ask?
What did KD do?
KD has been petty on the social.
KD. He's a sneaky slide devil.
Kevin, remember his old Nike campaign used to be
not nice.
Well, he started living up to that.
Not nice.
I ain't nice, especially on the socials.
Yes,
man, so this dude called him a weirdo for interacting with his girl on social media, right? So Kev says, "Oh, my bad. My phone tripping. I accidentally followed her and liked all her pics." This dude called him a weirdo and something else. He was like, "You too rich to do that." Kevin just be having time, cuz.
He got time.
You remember that video?
He got time.
Today I got time, cuz. Bruce gonna like that one. Kevin just got time.
He got nothing but time.
He be sitting there, he like, you know what? Might as well.
Got them Twitter fingers.
Kevin say, hoes mad. I might as well make them mad. You know, that's his thing.
Sliding in them DMs.
I thought it was actually real funny.
Would you take that as a compliment?
An NBA player trying to slide in my girl DMs? Yeah. Am I worried I might lose? Yeah. But
Wale made a whole song about it.
I mean, as an NBA
All-Star
player,
break.
You got all these women you can be getting. All these women you can be getting, supermodels, actresses, whatever, Kendall Jenner, because everybody, never mind. So you got all of these options.
Strawberries.
Petty Betty. You got all of these options, and you DMing my girl. She is very local. Okay?
Around these parts.
You are very local.
Not going to the All-Star game.
You know what I'm saying? Unless your girl, of course, got season ticket to the season opening tickets to the basketball game.
Best believe. She messing with somebody on that team.
Somebody on that team. So yeah, I just thought that was funny, man. Among other petty things, we get to see NBA players like do a little tit for tat with each other.
Yeah.
Going back at this point, it's kind of old news, but I gotta say, the Clippers really tried to throw that game against the Blazers.
Yeah, they definitely did.
And then Damian Lillard bricked those 2 free throws, which was like,
that made me sick. It's just like, because actually, if that were to happen, if they were to win that game, it could have potentially been Suns. I think because I think the Suns. No, maybe not. No, I think they're still a game behind.
It would have already put them up in the picture, though. I think that win would have already.
I think they're still tied with the Grizzlies, though. They're still a game behind the Grizzlies. Let's see. Oh no, they're all tied.
Yeah.
They're all
That's what I was gonna say. I think
they might have got. I don't know if they would have got the tiebreaker, but yeah, had the Portland one more game, they would have been.
I didn't realize Mavericks fell to 7.
Well, no, they must not be broke the tie because they tied now, and Grizzlies must have the tiebreaker. So never mind.
Yeah, that's the other thing about like the
Grizzlies just had to lose today.
Yeah.
In order for that thing.
But anywho,
hey Erica, I see you, cousin. Thank you.
We had Patrick Beverly acting a fool, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Which, oh my God, like.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly gets under my skin. And then Paul George.
He gets under my skin, but it's only because he's not on the Warriors.
Fair enough. If he was on your team, you'd probably like him.
Yep.
But yeah, that was really funny. And then to see him say Cancun on 3 in the Instagram comment.
That's why I want Portland to win so bad. It's like, ugh.
Well, my thing was
I just want to see Dame just like go off. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. My thing was like Paul George chiming in, like, bro, after what you put me through last summer, you don't get to chime in when it comes to Damian Lillard. Because you were supposed to be, that year, Paul George was in MVP conversations and DPOY conversations in some circles. And you got gamed. I don't want to say the word I'm thinking, but you got hit.
Bye-bye.
Some Chris
Probably one of
Smooth
the
type
toughest
shot.
games
Oh my
ever.
God.
Because he hit you with the bye-bye.
Sidestep through it. He said,
Bye-bye.
Hey, he almost hit that Derrick Rose Buddha kiss first, boy, because he sent them boys home.
Bye-bye.
That hurt. That hurt me. Blew
Hurt
up my
your
whole
soul.
organization.
Yep.
So, Paul George, you don't
the
get to
whole
chime in.
organization to
Yeah.
Cancun.
Sam Presti said, you know what, okay, it's time. I'm going to just let you go, Russ, because we keep trying. It's not working. So, yeah, Paul George should have shut his mouth. But then the fact that he said something and I gave Dame the opportunity to say, switching teams, y'all boys, he wanted to call him something different. But
Hey, put some respect on his effing name.
Man, he letting y'all know. Because as soon as they said that and was laughing and stuff, next game he went in. He's been shooting 55%, I think, in the bubble, especially over the last couple games. 3-point percentage is high 40s.
Dame?
Yeah.
He moving.
So, anyway, I just thought that was real funny and petty the way that was like, the way that interaction played out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dame's sister and Paul George.
Yeah, it went a little
They
too
took it
far.
a little far, and it was
wasn't
like,
too far.
it wasn't that deep.
It's never that deep.
But
It's just sports.
at the end of the day, talk your king. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
And then Paul George on the backtrack, and that's whatever.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Those are the two funny things to me that stood out this week.
That's the petty betty of the week.
That's a petty.
We appreciate that from your Rev Row.
Yes, sir.
But it's that time again to wrap this show up, and you know how we gotta
Yes,
wrap
sir,
the show
Steve.
up. Are you? Oh, Sue Bird returned and Storm won. Oh, WNBA. We forgot about the WNBA.
Yeah, we briefly spoke on their activism, but we didn't really speak about
Yeah.
their game. So
Yeah,
we'll
we
make
did
sure
speak on it.
next week to really touch on the
We
games.
will touch on it.
But we wanted to focus on the thing that they've always done really well today, and that's speak on social issues, injustice, things like that that are going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's about that time for speaking.
Speaking, are you shouting?
Shouting.
So I'm gonna let you go first because I already know what I'm talking about. So Rev, are you speaking or are you shouting?
Oh yeah, now I remember what you're talking about today. I think I'm speaking, and I'm not speaking from a very happy place. I'm having a very bad day.
It's okay.
The day is very bad.
It's okay.
I'm in no mood.
Get it out.
As Stephen A. would say.
That's what this segment is for. Get everything you got pent up in you. Just let it go.
In regards to sports, the news that Russell has a quad injury is very hard.
Yeah, quad injury. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, hard to swallow pills. That's one, because OKC is actually kind of good, and I don't trust James Harden, so I don't need Russ missing too many games. Because if we lose to OKC in the first round,
But that's your old team. It's like it's
I
a
can pull
win-win
out
for
all
you.
of them shirts in the closet. I'll be ready.
It's
if
a
they do
win-win
win.
for you.
But
He got hurt. It's like they always get somebody that just get hurt right during the playoffs, before or during. What's up with that? Houston got bad luck. You throw those down, boy.
something in the water. Because you've been fine. You've been playing amazing all year.
He got so what is it like? He pulled it or something?
Yeah, like he didn't tear it or nothing. Because they say he might miss a couple games. So he might miss. I'm hoping it's no more than like game 1 and 2. Because if he missed game 3, depending on how that series is going, like you gonna need him in game 4 to like either turn the tide or finish it off, whatever. Like you don't want a first round series going on too long without your second top guy there, especially against a capable team. It'd be different if they had Grizzlies first round or something. It'd be like, oh, whatever.
Right.
Russ, get your rest. You
Yeah,
good.
OKC's been pretty good this year.
But OKC is actually playing way better than I ever thought they would play. So I do apologize to OKC and all of its fellow fans Because I definitely unfollowed. After Lillard did us like that, I said, all right, I'm done.
Followed him.
I unfollowed them that day. After Lillard, I remember commenting, I said, y'all effing suck. And I unfollowed them. I was so pissed off. Because for years I kept going through this torment. So I was done. And I definitely didn't think they would be good.
Can't relate.
I'll never forget that day. I said, y'all effing suck. And then I left. Shut up. So yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that injury is coming at the time it did. Because we really need him. And I'd hate to lose to OKC. It would make the playoffs a little more interesting because how do they play in the second round versus the Lakers if the Lakers make it? But anyway, I'm just speaking on that. I'm a little irritated.
A little irritated?
But yeah, so hopefully speedy recovery and he gets back out there so we can beat the Lakers in round 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or maybe round 2 ends up being Portland, Houston. Either way, it's going to be nice.
We'll see, Mike.
It's going to be nice. I don't know.
I don't know.
But Josh, I'm ready for you to shout at these folks. Tell them what you got to talk about, my boy.
Ooh.
It is.
All right.
It is.
I'll just let y'all know I'm in my fella bag today.
You about, hey. Ring. It's the car phone, man. Hey, pick that up. Tell them what you got.
Fella on the car phone. All right. So, I don't know if you've been paying attention at all, but Joe Biden. Also, so this we're gonna reiterate this show or this segment ain't got to do with sports.
It could be anything.
It could be anything that we want to get off our chest.
Get it off.
Getting off my chest. Joe Biden announced his vice president yesterday. Are you aware?
I was actually listening to the Breakfast Club discuss it earlier that morning. They said the decision should come out later that day.
It was Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, she's a little bit polarizing.
Yeah.
She's a black woman.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's mixed, biracial.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And it's just, it behooves me. What?
I'm looking at Darius' comment talking about sad about a man's quads, Mero. Don't do me that. That's what my old roommate used to say. Don't do me that. That's messed up, man. You know what I meant. Keep shouting, man. Talk your talk.
All right, that's good. Cool.
Hey, she fired, bro.
So we do have our peers, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically. We have peers. I'm just talking about generally people our age who's saying they're not gonna vote because they don't like the candidates, as if there's a good example of a candidate in the White House. Okay, or maybe you could say ever. That shouldn't be the reason not to vote. Okay, because we've seen what's going on in this presidency. The man in the White House. I don't know if you're not political, I'm sorry, but I think you've seen some of the stuff that we've seen in this White House, okay? And if you don't vote, if you're my skin color, if you're similar to me, if you're young, if you're black, white, whatever, but you kind of know, voting is voting for the person that's in the White House. So I need y'all to go out and vote, swallow your pride, okay? Because there is a such thing as a lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
In my opinion. There's a such
Call
thing
it
as
the devil
lesser
you
of two
know.
evils. And then also, there's a such thing as forgiving. There's a such thing as making mistakes. Okay? So, I think at the end of the day, you just got to go vote.
There he says VP doesn't do anything anyway.
You could also argue the VP don't do anything. They just there. Kind of to show face. They do certain stuff, but it's all kind of just follow the president's lead at the end of the day. Go vote, man. Point blank period. Because this is my thing. The thing that they try to suppress the most. This should let you know that they're like voting actually matters. The thing that the man or the people that oppress us try to suppress, the very most thing that they know to try to get us not to do, and they actually do try to oppress us on, is voting. Okay? And they do it because they know it actually matters. They do it because they know if I get you and you get her and she gets her, if we all go vote, they don't stand a chance. And we gonna make change. And we gonna put some changes in the government. It doesn't have to be this cycle, but if we go another 4 years with what is going on right now, it's gonna be some trouble. Okay? It's gonna be a lot of trouble because he's gonna feel like even when Obama got his second term, he was able to pull some of the reins off a little bit because we did end up getting the House, I believe, on his second term or something like that. He gets those reins pulled off a list. So if we got what we have, the situation in office now, some of those reins are pulled off of him. There's really no telling what's gonna go on. Let's put something different in office because the president does matter. He does make some changes, and he can make some changes that can be for the better or for the worse, or for maybe the same. And if it's the same right now is better than what could be. It's better than what could be worse and what we could be putting our situation in. And we already know what the president right now is about. Like, come on now, it's fairly simple. He don't care about none of us. All he care about is putting money in his pocket. Any way he can put some money in his pocket, that's all he care about. He's been doing it his whole life. He's been scamming his whole life. So let's put something a little different in there.
Well, let's say he makes a good interview.
He does make a good interview. He's very entertaining to watch.
I saw a video the other day. He was trying to ask him. I forgot what the man asked him, and he was like, "Answer the question." He was like, "No, what?" He was like, "Sir, you still not answered the question."
Man, they do that so good. They do it.
Oh my God.
Them white folk know how not to answer a question. Oh my
I
bad.
guess that's our buzzer.
That's our time to go. But all right, just go vote, man. It literally takes 5 minutes if you go early in the morning. It's not a big thing, and I'm not telling you who to vote for. You can vote for whoever, but I agree. You need to vote, and if you don't like the president, I think there's really one other main option, and don't vote for Kanye West. I will tell you not to vote for Kanye West, but if you gonna vote, at least just vote at the end of the day. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I gave you my reasons not to vote for the president, but if you go vote, if you vote for the president, that's on you. Okay? You got to live with that. But just don't not vote. It don't take long, and to make change, you have to vote. And you got to vote every 2 years. Can't vote 4 years. You got to vote in primary. I surprised myself, and I voted in the Missouri primary this year. Okay? Vote every 2 years. And just do it because it makes a difference. And
okay,
my reason for saying it makes a difference is because they try to oppress it so much. Like, the president is literally trying to oppress the vote right now as we speak. Trying to privatize the postal service. That's what they're trying to do.
Okay. Got that
They're
off
trying to
the chest.
privatize the postal service. So
Hey, look, man. So you got your real good sports talk, keeping up with the NBA. Josh, a.k.a. fell on the car phone, threw your little political plug for some real life stuff. But, hey, either way, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate the interaction, as always. To the old friends that were in the chat, thank you for sending your well wishes. We send them right back to you.
thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate that.
Bruce, thanks for coming out. We want you on sometime soon with your horrible takes. Other than that,
Come on.
we going to catch y'all on Twitter because we going to be tweeting all week, throwing out some clips of him saying some goofy stuff.
Yep.
And then you're going to see us right back here next Thursday.
Yes, sir.